All right, as promised, we have one more match here tonight for you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a great run, and it's been a pleasure to be here. Not only because we get to see some awesome games, but because we get to see a lot of faces, new and old, come together and clamor around for a giant wad of cash. It's what we live for here. It's what we strive for. But we've got one more match here left tonight. We've got all of our top 16s ready to go, besides these two guys who will have to duke it out for the very last chance at a run-in for the qualifiers. Ruleth and LWF. And they're getting right into their picks here. Looks like we got Nyx, Clutch, and Ranger here. The nice military theme from Ruleth. And we're going to go over to Ruins of Sarnath for our first map, of course. Not of course, I mean, it could have been anything, really. But this is where we're at now. I hope we can all handle it. All right. So as we get in, I've seen LWF play a bit in previous qualifiers, as well as Ruleth. I think these are guys who have both been struggling to get into one of those top 16 spots. Well, now they're struggle buddies. But yeah, after this, we'll have a full listing of everybody who will be making it to Sunday, which will be our top 16, where every one of those matches will be played. Oof. But tomorrow, of course, we also have, starting at 5 p.m. Eastern, the Sacrifice Final Qualifier, which is not the same thing as the Qualifier Final. It's a totally different thing. But here we go. Let's see, did they pick sides that are, like, handy? Yes, they did. All right, how nice of them. So here we go.
3, 2, 1.
All right, we're going to get started here watching Ruleth getting a spawn over on the Mega side of things, and Machiavelli has just the best timing ever. Oh, man. That's
I do.
Yeah.
I could just sense when frags are happening.
Yeah. Well, it's actually been a pretty quiet opening so far, at least here in the first 15 seconds. Ruleth is making sure that he's got a rail. Is LG going to have any cost associated to it? No, not so much. Ruleth was looking like he was expecting a fight, though, especially here at the armor. Let's go see where LWF is hiding out. Oh, won't have to look for long. He's going to have his back to the Mega, just spamming off on that corner, making sure Ruleth won't have any real incentive to push in. This is going to be a nice, even trade. And Ruleth can hear LWF up above him. He's actually behind him. He turned around at the wrong second. He had the right idea for a moment, but ended up eating a rail for his trouble. A rail that LWF was able to get and get out of the way with.
I heard him above, just didn't know what side.
Yeah.
I've seen both these guys play through the qualifiers. Both are solid. Really should be an excellent game.
Yeah, I'm expecting a close one here for sure. I mean, they've all obviously got a lot of respect for each other. Once LWF made that rail, he didn't want to stick around. He's sticking around on this armor spawn, though. He hasn't quite gotten the grab yet. We don't have Ruleth committing to the Dire Orb either. He's just going to pick it up and walk out. LWF a little bit worse off for the wear. And Mega's still a long way away. So he's got to do some damage here to Ruleth to give himself a little bit of space. And back here at the outdoor armor, it's not always the best place to be. Such a wide open spot to get caught. And there's Mega taking 4 seconds to armor. And Ruleth, I mean, I'm sure he doesn't want to just dive down and get the grab. I mean, it feels good to get it, but he's also letting LWF get away.
Yeah, he's just keeping his control on the items. Having seen him play in some of his other matches, he's very solid about, keeping control, and if he needs to back off and grab something, he will. So, not surprising that he looks very steady, I guess would be the word I would use to describe his play.
But now he's fully stacked up, and to LWF's credit, he's got everything he can get without getting one of the major items. So he's going to be peeking over for some armor. Ooh, gets a little bit of love out of the rocket, but nowhere near as much as a rail anyway.
Hey, Ruleth's just looking to follow up on something here. LWF really slow playing him right now as best he can.
Didn't see him down there by the LG. It was dropped right in front of him. Must have gave LWF a minor heart attack.
Oh, he definitely hurt him.
Yeah.
Hurt him.
Doesn't see him, though. Oh, he misses that last rocket as well. Where's the damage coming from LWF? It's not going to come at all. Ruleth getting that first frag, knocking down the Galena and putting us back into Scale Bearer land.
Yeah, he thought he was, going to be slick, but he already heard the, those footsteps down there in the swamp. I mean, they're really easy to hear, and there's no fool on a Ruleth for sure. He's down there.
Tried to go in for the Dire Orb play. But LWF still has a lot of health here. We have armor taken away by Ruleth. So LWF, let me see what kind of weapons he has here. He's actually pretty well off. He's going to get some more LG.
Right, he's got what he needs. He just needs a stack to go along with it.
Yeah, and an angle would certainly help out as well. So Ruleth is going to be pretty loud up here with these rockets. LWF should know what's up.
10. Stopwatch.
And Ruleth is actually expecting a fight. I mean, the more he stacks up, the less actually concerned he needs to be about these. About timing these, and he could just make sure he's getting them for safe. Yeah, great steal. Relatively little damage. You do have that damage reduction when you are charging around a scale bearer. But we have 1 minute.
See if he makes a play for this mega health.
He almost kind of has to. I mean, if he's got all the 25s he can take and all the small armors he can take, he's got to do something. He's running out of time to do it.
And Ruleth's got a wreck. I mean, he's just got 40 seconds now. He's just picked up a mega health. He's full on armor. I mean, yeah, he's not going to challenge for the heavy armors. No need. Just keep your Dire Orb to get out of there if needed, and just play defensive.
Absolutely. That said, 30 seconds. It's just all about getting behind Ruleth, but they're getting behind each other, so it looks like. But as the rockets start trading, LWF gets a couple solid hits. There's no committing to the Dire Orb. You can see that Ruleth was actually terrified of that Scale Bearer, but he's able to come back here to Mega Health. 10 seconds, can he catch him? Down here in the armor, that's a great place to catch somebody, and there's the frag. That will force it into a sudden death overtime.
I'm amazed Ruleth stayed down there so long. I'm surprised he just didn't try to run.
Seems safe down here.
Yeah, no, not safe down there. Definitely not safe. What a huge, wow, what a huge frag. And I was surprised he went for the Mega Health. You know, when LWF was there, he went run around the corner, ate a rocket and a rail. Like, he didn't even have to fight for that. He could have just left. And
10 seconds is cutting it close for sure.
Hit.
But he's turned that into another grab.
Good job by LWF.
Yeah,
a little failure recognizing the moment, I think, by Ruleth.
Really nice movement out of both of these guys. They both kind of figured out where they were at and didn't want to open themselves up to undue damage, so they just trade rails. That's fair. Yeah, they're having trouble really sneaking around each other right now. They both seem to have pretty good awareness of what's up. Mega's going to be taken. We can hear that. And armor's coming up in 3 seconds.
To defend this here.
This is going to be a bad angle for him, though. He can get out of here at least. Yeah, as soon as he starts running, you can see Clutch popping up his shield. Like, nope, don't want any of that.
It's interesting because Ruleth just did the same thing LWF did to him earlier to steal the heavy armor.
But look at Ruleth's stack here. He's got a lot to work with. Which means that LWF doesn't really have any incentive to have a fight right now. He's just going to go around and pick up all these charity 25s. He's looking for the rail. Let's go for it. Interesting that Ruleth didn't have his rail out. But in the meantime, Ruleth is picking up literally every item on the map. Good running away there. But not exactly into an item. Still 7 seconds before Mega, and a bit more time for armor. So LWF is still playing with borrowed items and borrowed time here.
Yeah, Ruleth is absolutely stacked. Probably going to get
be careful about that sound.
Heavy armor next for free.
As soon as the armor was taken, you can see Ruleth go, oh, a target! Little exclamation point above his head, and he is chasing in with these rockets. And so far, the damage is good. Ruleth has taken hardly any hits at all. And he gets stuck on the wall and taken down by the rail. So that'll be the first round.
Yeah.
First round. Going over to Ruleth.
Prepare to fight.
Way to stick with the aggression there. He had him on the run. Defensive charge didn't matter. I mean, he's tracking him down. 3, nice little finishing rail there at the end.
1.
Good control overall. He controlled that round. He's had a little scary moment there when he gave it up at the end, but still, he's got the win. And that's what's important.
Absolutely. So with both of them being slightly less tanky characters, we might see a faster frag here. We'll have to see how much respect they show each other as they get weapons. LWF still needs a rocket launcher.
You mean we didn't get a frag in the first 15 seconds? I mean, I'm very disappointed right now.
So they're both looking for each other. Beautiful initial rail out of LWF, and he can convert that to a grab for Mega, and he can hear Ruleth down at the stairs. This should be a huge trap. He's still got a totem to use. He's got one
nice
damage rocket against him. He can heal back up here and take the armor, so he's definitely got Ruleth on the ropes. Whoa. All right, LWF, quit lagging, buddy. It's like he's got my internet or something. Nah, my internet's fine. All the ladies tell me my internet is fine. All right, but Ruleth.
Those are actually really good rockets by heavy armor. Because Ruleth, I thought for sure he was probably going to die there, but those rockets it made it so LWF really didn't want to chase or do anything too crazy, and now he's got himself a heavy armor and looks in pretty darn good shape after looking like he was going to die there just maybe 30 seconds ago.
Oh. Had to really pump his brakes there at the top of the stairs. I mean, that was a lot of heavy damage, and it's hard to make those hit all that effectively at the top of the stairs, but Ruleth still kind of weaning off whatever items he can. 4 seconds to armor, and here comes LWF with a rocket ready for him, pitting him up against the wall and forcing him up the jump pad with 33 health left over. And yeah, Ruleth is wondering where the hell to go now. He could throw off a defensive rail, solid stuff, but now he's just got to backpedal it and not run into any walls. That almost took him down. He's finally able to get back to 100 health. LWF hasn't exactly been fully stacked here.
Good defensive rockets there to deny area, so LWF just couldn't run straight from mega health to heavy armor. That enabled Ruleth to pick up the heavy armor, and now he's in much better shape. So good turnaround for Ruleth. And now he's looking like he might get a frag here if he can land a rail or something. Oh yeah.
That angle play out of Ruleth was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, LWF is going to have to work incredibly hard to get back into it, and through the teleporter, it's not going to help out so much. Nice first frag there, but that first frag took 2 minutes and 40 seconds. That gives Ruleth a bit of time, but this is going to be a rough fight. Getting out of it will not be easy. Really good clutch play on the Dire Orb, getting him out of the way of the choo-choo train, but the LG might just finish him off. Nope, it's going to be the frag for Ruleth instead, with only 50 health left.
Yeah, he dodged the charge, so the charge didn't get any damage, and he was able to get the heavy armor. You know, LWF wasn't able to turn into it because of the charge. He missed it, so.
Yeah, this LG from Ruleth is not doing the work. He took a lot more hit there. Still a bit of time before.
A fall away rail always helps you out, though.
Yeah. Yeah, LWF can't really push forward either. Whoops.
Yeah, he knows he's short on time too, so he's gonna have to make a huge play. Unless he gets this next mega, it's not looking good for him. He really needs to get this next mega.
He's down in the little cul-de-sac there, but Ruleth didn't see him. He's still down there. He's gonna hear the Russian guy mumbling to himself.
I don't know if LWF is what his plan here for the time is, because he's running really short.
Well, hitting rockets doesn't seem to be in the plan. That'll be a second round going over to Ruleth. Yeah.
I mean, me personally, if I'm down 2 in a round, I like to try to make that initial push before the 4-minute mark. You know, I want a minute left to try to get the last frag. So I'm starting to think around like 3 minutes and 30 seconds. It's go time.
Yeah.
Like I need a frag.
All right, so items traded here as we go into the map point for Ruleth. It's going to be all about that LG for the moment. But on the same token, attacking the LG can kind of go south, especially because Ruleth already has a railgun. Armor's going to be coming up first. And a direct rocket against the Galena. Huh, not something you want to start a fight with. LWF is still in a better position for this mega. He can still defend it with rockets and get the grab. If that means a trade, I'm sure LWF is actually pretty okay with that.
They definitely ate that rocket coming around the corner. Ran right into it. And I like Ruleth. Ooh, ran into that one though.
Oh no! Oh, you can see it coming.
Ran right into the totem. Oh no!
That's beautiful. That's the glory of Galena.
Blessed.
You could see that Ruleth was thinking, "Oh no, here it comes. I need to stop. I can't stop. I'm dead." All right. And he kind of like walked right into that direct rocket as well. I mean, he was zoomed in. You could see it in glorious detail.
Everybody's done it at some point in their Quake life.
Yeah.
You know, where you're trying to line up your shot, right? And you're lining up your shot right into the rocket that they just lined up on you.
Yep.
So you're like, yeah, I'm going to line this shot up. And it's like, no, there's a rocket coming there, dude. You might want to not do that.
So LWF, one frag in the lead here, thanking his lucky totems. Still a long time to sit on a single frag, however. And coming up this jump pad, I mean, Ruleth should have heard it. Yeah, good denial of the airspace on the jump. There's the drop down towards armor. There's the shot. Doesn't quite connect, but it's not punished by Ruleth. But look at Ruleth's stack. I mean, this is a fully clanked up clutch.
Yep. LWF needs to be careful. I mean, there's 3 minutes left. It's plenty of clock. He's only up 1.
Now he's sacrificing a little bit of health with those rocket jumps to cross the map a little bit faster. He's got his nice little healing pool set up down here. And he can set up the third one. There's the damage on it, but no such luck. That'll even it back up, 1-on-1. Clutch and skill bearer.
Yeah, the clutch. Yeah, clutch running around stacked, and he just got caught in an area, right? Pop the shield, rocket launcher, and down you go.
Oh, nice hit with that,
nice
and a
charge.
direct rocket to finish off as well. He has an LG. He could justify finishing this thing off, but he's pushing through armor instead, expecting to catch Ruleth down by the railgun. It's not going to happen. Oh, and that rocket takes him down to 8. Oh my god, what a turnaround on that fight.
I don't know. I just swapped the LWF, and all I caught was him shooting at the floor. Did he miss a rocket jump or something? I missed something.
He
like,
hit the rocket
right
jump,
before
but
that
he also hit the ceiling.
Oh, okay.
Never fortunate, yeah. So the frag advantage is on Ruleth's side right now as we go into our final 2 minutes.
He's not really in any good position for this mega health, though. So.
Oof.
Oh, I'm amazed he jumped across like that.
LWF going quiet here.
Gonna go.
He knows that if he's going to take a frag back from Ruleth, he's going to need to catch him. Again, this has only partially been about item control here. It certainly does help, but between these two guys, it's all about that first hit and creating that situation. And the piercing sight will help out a little bit, especially once he catches him over on the other side of the map. That's handy, but nowhere near decisive.
Ruleth has had 20 mega health pickups to just 10 for LWF.
So LWF making sure he's fine on the stack. I mean, Ruleth has taken away a lot of health for his clutch. It's gonna be a mid-air fight though. And Clutch is coming back into it. He wants to finish this thing off. 18 health. Can he get away with the rail? He stops to switch with the rail and gets punished for it. So GG called on our first map, Ruins of Sarnath. It's going to be Ruleth taking it away.
Yeah, again, this is just another week I've watched Ruleth play. Really, really solid. I like how he plays. It just mentally, you can see the logical approach to his decision making, and just solid overall. I mean, really good. And I like the clutch play. I like the aggression there, and you can see he's really careful about not shooting at the wrong time with the shield out, so he avoids the damage, right? He makes sure he takes the incoming damage with the shield and then returns with a good shot of his own. Just overall solid. Very good.
Absolutely. So we're going to be going into our next map here. And I'm going to take this brief moment just to verbally run down our top 16 who will be playing on Sunday. Tomorrow it's all sacrifice. Nothing but sacrifice. Sunday, we're going to be finishing off half of these guys from 16 down to 8. We've got MavLP, we've got JSO, yeah, Joko, we got Czar, who we didn't see tonight. We got I Can't Pause It Mom and Disco Rhine, as well as Boots, Tom Servo, Sen, the winner of this. We got Gloat and Shadowmaster 666, aka KGB. What a strange series of acronyms. Napalm 3D and Lattice Davis, as well as Nubble and Scissor. I missed out seeing Nubble on King of the Hill. He was a late sign-up, so I didn't get to see him play, but he's made it to the top 16. So I hope to see him on Sunday. And you know we will, because we will be playing every single match. It'll be good stuff.
I'm looking at some of these games here.
Yeah.
Some good ones. I like Mav. I like how Mav uses Slash. So turning into a favorite of mine to view, because I like watching the Slash
it's
stuff.
so much fun. Yeah.
Again, as I mentioned earlier, Yeah, I'm horrible with it. So when I watch somebody actually move really good with it, it's entertaining. So
I know there's a few of us who want to see race maps at some point, and that would be fun with all the different characters for sure. That'd actually be a neat twist. But let's see who we got coming up here on Blood Covenant. It's actually only the second time we've seen it tonight, actually, I believe.
yeah, you know what? Now you mention it, I have not seen it very much. One game with Mav, I remember seeing the Slash.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there another one?
I don't think so. No,
Scissor.
Oh, was
Scissors
it?
game.
Okay. Right,
Scissor
right,
played
right.
on it. Yeah, I think two.
It's all blending
My memory's
together.
not totally shot.
Oh, it will be. One more weekend to go, man. And then we get a small break. Well, you get a small break.
Small break till the big event. Though. I'm excited. I'm excited for Quake. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And then to see it played on LAN too. I mean, having experienced it a little bit at E3 when I played it on LAN. I mean, it just the feel of just like any shooter, right? You take a first-person shooter and you put it on
Way
LAN.
better on
It's
LAN,
just,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, it's just way better. It doesn't matter how great the game is. I mean, there's just going from internet to LAN is just awesome.
Yep. It's what completely justifies all
that's
those
another-
Quake World and Quake 2 lands that we still have. It's always just the best experience.
And that's something else to look out for too. There's guys that that they play pretty good and they're really good online, but online maybe they're just better LAN players. There's guys like that where you've seen it. They're okay on the internet, but you put them on LAN and all of a sudden it's just like
Sometimes the
something
opposite,
happens.
like KGB.
Begins in
And sometimes yes, and sometimes the opposite.
2,
Exactly.
1.
It's weird. It's just everybody adjusts differently. But here we go.
All right, we got Ruleth getting a, I don't want to say an awkward spawn, but a spawn that has a lot of decisions available to you. He's making his way downtown with rocket launcher and rail. Oh, and the speed he can attain, I'm sure LWF wasn't expecting him to find him at the rocket launcher right at that point, already taking a ton of damage before they go back to items to pick him up. But because of that late pickup on the armor, that allows Ruleth the chance to get back over to Mega, not have to know the exact timing for it, but still be able to fight for it, potentially get the Mega, and then go get the armor. This is a huge benefit to Ruleth.
Yeah, clearly by design there at the start. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, and that push, the rocket launcher was precisely for that, right? He locked off that part of the map, allowed him to delay the pickup, and now he has both major items. So LWF is in not great shape right now.
No, I mean, in the first minute, we've got the item timers in a spot that really don't favor LWF at all. He's going to need to get a lot of damage to force Ruleth to reconsider his position on some of these.
And given he's on clutch right now, so LWF has to be. I mean, he has to be so careful right now. Coming around the wrong corner, you're going to be toast in a rocket launcher fight right now.
Oh, and with Ruleth getting some of these salutationary rails, doesn't make LWF's job any easier.
Yeah, fortunate Ruleth missed a follow-up shot too.
And LWF is not hitting any of these things, unfortunately. Still looking for him through the teleporter. But he is just having...
The important thing, though, yeah. But he hasn't given up a frag, which is, he's still grabbing these light armors, but he's in bad shape.
Finally, a lot of that armor's knocked off, though, but El's only at 50 health.
Stopwatch.
Ruleth taking away armor once again. Not quite getting the rocket jump up. Yeah. Nice.
Oh, and it worked out for him, though.
All that stack's just about gone. Only 4 health above reliable. But Mega's up in 2 seconds, and he's looking for the small armor as well. Gonna get it. Unless there's a rail right here, right now, it's not gonna happen. Nope. LWF is still in hiding. Should see a rail on the armor. Ruleth is looking for LWF's position first, and he's not seeing him. He's not gonna see him down below either. In fact, he's back over by pillars, is taking away the poverty items.
Yeah, definitely. That's always a common spot when people are recovering, right? The LG light armor and the pillar light armor.
Nice. So yeah, Ruleth has been just running it the whole time here. Not getting too much opposition from LWF. He's gonna have to get crafty. He's gonna have to stay silent. I mean, you can hear some of these footsteps, and Ruleth is on the prowl. LWF doesn't want to get caught down at that armor anymore, but still we have a rocket coming right at him. He's diving down for the armor? What?
Yep.
Oh no. Completely railable too.
I was wondering if he was going to do that. Yeah, I was wondering if he was going to do that because I was like, Ruleth is doing the right thing, which is going right to those steps, pull out the railgun, wait for him to try to drop down because he was low, and he obliged him.
I don't want to take it away from Ruleth. I mean, that was picturesque. It was absolutely perfect. It was a beautiful rail. You had the sun rays shining through the map, but LWF did not need to be there.
It's just, oh man. Man, nice rockets. It's just too common of a shot too, and even when he did drop down, he dropped straight on the armor, like straight down, like, you know, take a side route, like just drop a little bit off center of it. You know what I mean? Just so, because usually people are lining you up for the armor drop. So.
And at this point, Ruleth can just afford to, you know, go for a few rails and not have to worry too much about the consequences either way. As those rockets are whizzing past him, hitbox. What? I mean, you would think that a clutch might be able to get past all of those, but the hallways are wider than they used to be for sure. All right, final minute, but only one frag that LWF is holding on to at this point, or one champion rather. He's trying to go up and get some more rail ammo of his own, but he just has not found a way to get any sort of traps on him like he did in Ruins of Sarnath.
And he's just giving up so much stack too. So, I mean, with the clutch, so let's say he lands an ambush, and so what? He gets a rocket for 100 damage. I mean, he's got, what is that? 9 heavy armors to 0, 8 mega healths to 1.
Yep, and that is just entirely due to the fact that he's got this 15-second split between them. And finally, he's going to have a chance for a bit of a reset here, which is good because that split came in the very first minute, and he would never manage to break it.
Yeah, Ruleth was just that there is. I mean, if we could watch that again and say, hey, this is what control in Quake looks like. I mean, seriously, because I mean, he never dropped it once. 1 mega health, and that's the 1 mega health he grabbed at the beginning of the game, folks. Yep. That's the one thing to keep in mind. Is 1 mega health was given to him. So once the game started, he's got nothing.
Well, this time around, things are a little bit more standard. We have both items coming up at about the same time now, so there's still an option for either player to either fight for the one that they haven't grabbed or to give it up and go back to the one that they have. But it's going to be a messy fight here at the beginning, going down into the middle atrium. A lot of rockets coming out of Ruleth, trying to cap off the end of that run for Mega, just because you also get some nice armor as well. It's a little bit of a stronger side of the map. You have a few more options, a few more resources easily available to you. So he's going a little bit quiet. Expecting him to catch him dirty at the lower armor again, but I think after those first few fights in the first round, LWF has decided not to go down there anymore.
It's several times now LWF has been caught with the rail as Ruleth's dropped down at that light armor in the lightning gun corridor area.
Yeah.
He's been caught several times now by that. He's got to really keep his head on a swivel down there. Ruleth's been reading him.
So Ruleth is hunting LWF a little bit at this point. You know, with the shield, he's got all the incentive to do so. He's going to get juked a little bit up top. Nice rocket jump from that Ranger. Looking for the rail, and that would have done it, but he's looking for the pop shot on the jump pad instead. Ends up beating a rocket. So now he's got to back off, and this is the first time in a long time Ruleth has had to go lick his wounds.
Yeah, that was actually a little fortunate from LWF too. Ruleth really had him lined up there, especially when he missed the first one middle, and then he hit him with the rocket going up the jump pad to rocket launcher. And LWF, good thing for him, threw a nice rocket down to disrupt Ruleth trying to get that follow-up rail, because I think that might have been a wrap for him.
Absolutely. It's got to be so frustrating for LWF, though. I mean, he's throwing a lot of rockets around these corners that Ruleth is at. He's not quite compensating for Clutch's speed right now, and the long-range rockets to the teleporter just aren't connecting at all.
He's actually getting a hold on some heavy items though this time, so see if he makes something of it.
He's managed to get a few pickups. I mean, he knows that at least his 800-pound gorilla opponent is going to be on the other side of the map for that moment, so he's making sure to keep the timings tight, just helping him out. He just needs some initial damage. He's going to see Ruleth down at the lower armor this time around, but can't really capitalize on it. On the Mega, no, he's going to go for the easy-peasy trade. The safe play, for sure.
It's like he was just kind of scouting LWF over there, seeing what was what. And, if he didn't have anything obvious, he Ooh, nice.
Good defensive
Oh, man,
rocket
hit him
because
back.
Ruleth was going to dash right across the atrium and go in for him. It's still 14 seconds before Mega. I'm not sure why LWF thinks he needs to be here, but it might be punished. If he can throw in another rail, cool. But no such luck. I mean, Ruleth was actually kind of risking it even with the shield up. But there's the grab for armor, and it's going to be an even trade between armor and Mega. Oh, it's going to be a little bit later for the Mega, actually. Not late enough to allow one player full control, though. 1 minute, 30 seconds left, and we don't have a frag on the second round. But Ruleth, you can see how bloodthirsty he is here. He's not making any dumb decisions, but he wants the fight, he wants the frag, and he might just get it here at the top of the rocket launcher. Nope, LWF is going to back right out of there as quickly as possible.
Stopwatch.
Nice little diversionary tactics from LWF there. He's throwing out a lot of just kind of spammy dire orbs. Oh, he's caught here in the corner. It's a great place to trap, but if you get trapped there, there's just no way out.
Nice clutch play. Again, just getting his stack, and you're right. I mean, you could see it. He's just setting it up. He's just trying to get in a good position to come in with the rocket launcher, you know, fast, really fast, and pop a shield. And you know, put LWF in a corner and just make sure you know, do what you need to do to land your shots at that point. Don't panic.
Yeah, Clutch is a bit of a bully that way. You could just corner somebody and body block him. But it's going to be harder to do that against the Scale Bear, who is trying to figure out where he's running into another rail by the look of it so far. He's actually coming back around the corner into the nail gun. He wants to fight with nail gun? I mean, cool. I mean, Ruleth is still back there, but one more rail and he'll be toast. Served up with a slice of butter. There we have it.
I'm a little surprised Ruleth didn't stay for that heavy armor. That
Worth it.
I'm
Worth.
a little surprised. But yeah.
Ow, says
Prepare
Ruleth.
to fight.
Alright, so match point here for Ruleth.
3, 2, 1.
And I'm kind of rooting for LWF here. I mean, he's got a lot of the right ideas. He's not, for the most part, except for those, you know, 3 times in the last match, doing anything horrendously unnecessary. But you can see how punishing it is the moment he does. Ruleth is riding him incredibly close here, not giving him any leeway.
It's the control. It's so, I mean, he doesn't have a lot of room for error here with how much Ruleth is out of control. I mean, even right here, he's in big trouble right now.
Nice. Ruleth is still wanting it. LWF taking a rocket jump across it. Is Ruleth going to see it? No, he doesn't. The initial damage belongs to LWF. It's going to go good for him at this point if he can finish him off, but it's not going to happen. He's coming back in for more, though. He still wants it. He drops down. One solid rocket would do it to LWF, and there it is.
Yeah, I don't know there. I mean, it started off okay, but then you should have recognized that Ruleth backed off and got that heavy armor. It was no longer, you know, machine gun or that kind of load.
Worst of all, he didn't get the pickup for the Mega, and that now means that there's a 15-second split, which is the worst thing. And we've already seen that Ruleth is not going to be letting go of that item control anytime soon.
Yeah, and he's just obliging him here with a little bit of charging.
He might manage to get that last 20 damage, though. He's got to get back to Mega. He's got to say, all right, I've weakened him. He doesn't have time to go for the armor. I'm going to get the frag. There it is.
You scum.
It's a lot
little
of time.
surprised Ruleth just went up the jump pad on him. I don't know if he knew LWF was already there or not.
I mean, there's been relatively few chances for Ruleth to kind of test whether LWF would stick around for a fight like that or not. Bit of a gamble there. But now he's a Nyx, which can stay incredibly defensive. But now we can't really afford to see Ruleth kind of go on saying it's LWF season anymore. He's got to play it a little bit slower. And now we've got items trading once again. So we won't be getting anything for free. Oof. Wow, but that damage though,
Nice rockets.
Yeah. LWF was just getting stuffed into the corner there. They were both looking for that rail hit, and neither of them got the connection. 7 seconds to armor, and I'm not expecting to see LWF over here. In fact, LWF is now waiting a hell of a long time for that Mega to come back up. And we can hear and see Visor down below. Ruleth has got to know he's lurking around somewhere here. Spamming off on the teleporter. Oh, he's looking for him there. He's going to drop down. It's triple playing through the teleporter. Playing those teleporter games, but it's going to be one that Ruleth ends up getting at least the initial damage on. Oh, and so a little bit of spam as well. Yeah, getting stuck back in that corner. It's a tough door to cross.
Got a decent amount of time now for LWF. Just need to get that stack and a good push. Try to get... Oh, he's using it offensively.
Oh. And he came in just at the last second as that trap was going to get thrown. But now he's stuck down here by the armor. 8 seconds until it comes back up, so he's going to be a sitting duck. LWF is... he's not quite railable. But he wants the Mega instead. He doesn't have much longer to play it safe.
Yeah, a little surprised he didn't keep just trying to throw some more rockets down on there. You said he wasn't railable, so I mean...
Alright.
But if you're Ruleth, you'll take it, that's for sure.
Oh, from downtown.
This is good.
And that'll be it.
That was good. Nice play.
Nice skin on the clutch, too. I take that.
Just nice. Very solid Ruleth again. You know, I think this is the 3rd week in a row I've watched him, and I've just been really impressed with how he plays. And you know, you see the map control there in the stats. I mean, 19 to 6 on heavy armors, 15 to 11 on mega health. So even though not quite 22 to 2, it was still 19 to 6. I'll take it. You know, that's I mean, that's domination in terms of map control. And you can see LWF was really struggling to get anything going, right? There's momentum. He just never quite had a stack to be able to, you know, force the issue and really challenge for things. So, and he wasn't doing anything, like you mentioned earlier, he wasn't doing anything terribly dumb, or, you know, he was just trying to play the side avenues and try to, you know, make Ruleth overextend, maybe make a mistake, but Ruleth wasn't having any of it. You know, he's playing really solid and being careful not to overextend, right? You see him back off and pick up those items and make sure he was
incredibly cautious and conservative about it. Yeah, just playing smart. He knew how much he could extend, and as soon as things looked like they weren't going to go his way, it was cool. I still have control of this and this. And LWF just didn't have, thanks to those fights, the opportunity to really capitalize on those slim moments. And, you know, sometimes he dropped off the bridge with less than 80 health, too. So.
Well, yeah. You know, that's just, you know, he's trying. But I think that's a moment where the player, you know, psychologically is just kind of feeling the moment, feeling the pressure, trying to make something happen, right? Because, you know, he's down on the cards, as they would say in boxing. And, you know, he's got to make a push, you know. And if that risks a frag, well, then so be it. But better than just playing it safe and you know, just hiding it out. And, you know, why? Because he didn't hit the frag limit. You know, is that's not a victory, right? So it's all or nothing. It doesn't matter if you lose by 1 frag or 3 frags. You know, it's a loss. So, you know, he's just trying to make the play he felt he needed to try to change momentum.
And that's something about the duel format that's really growing on me. You know, it really kind of condenses all of those really difficult, dense decisions you have to make in a Quake duel, and it's all still there for sure. And it's exaggerated a little bit. And I think a lot of players are still kind of coming up to speed on that, because you do have a lot of players where they go, all right, I'm going to depend on my aim, I'm going to depend on my movement to play something like Arrow Walk and just know where the spawns are and just get every single one. That only gets you so far now. So it's good stuff.
And one of the things, the varying play styles, because you can get really aggressive in Quake Champions. You can, because if you get that first frag, that could be your style. I'm going to get that first frag and I'm going to mop you up after that, and just get hyper, you know, offensive, because
until
time
you get
to kill is so short, and until you get dire orbed or something. But maybe you're the one doing the dire orbing, and I don't know. You know, it all depends on how good you're at. You know, 1, utilizing your ability on your champions, and 2, also, you know, minimizing what your opponent can do, which is, you know, that's kind of a silly thing to say. Everybody's like, well, duh. But I mean, it's easy to say, hard to practice.
Absolutely, and I think it's worth repeating, because you know, there's a lot of good esports games out there where, you know, they have various amounts of how easy it is to figure out what is actually going on screen. I would say Street Fighter is probably one of the easier things, but every game needs a bit of explanation from somebody who's been around the block a few times to actually see how people are playing the game, instead of just mashing buttons or, you know, clicking on heroes, or, you know, grabbing a rocket launcher and firing rockets. There's more to all of these games that you know, for better or worse, you still need somebody to explain it to you. You're not going to get it naturally. It's not going to make sense by yourself. And that's what communities are for. That's what we're here for. That's what everybody in chat's there for. So there's the feel-good message.
And you know, Street Fighter's a kind of a good analogy. 'Cause I grew up on Street Fighter. Everybody knows Street Fighter. I know Street Fighter. But if I were to talk to a professional Street Fighter player,
and they were to break down a match, start talking about safety, hit confirms.
There's going to be a whole deeper level there that I'm just going to be like, wow, I never even thought about that before. And like, you know, so that's what happens. I think it's interesting because Quake is that way too. And like you mentioned, it's part of gaming is that when you move up through these levels, these little intricacies, things people do to get an edge, you know, without cheating. You know, always without cheating. It's just it's you know, little tricks in the game, patterns you can recognize, anything you can do to get an edge up on your opponents. Recognizing spawns, right? Oh, I know if I kill you by the railgun on Blood Run, you know, I'm going to go over here and railgun and hit you with a rail at rocket launcher. Just knowing things like that, it's just things you pick up on, and you can see these guys, you know, competing for QuakeCon spots. You're just really on top of it. It's good to watch.
Well, for the most of them, the tough work is over. For 16 of them, they've still got a match to play on Sunday, where we'll whittle it down to 8, which will then be moving on to QuakeCon, which means that our QuakeCon dual roster this Sunday will be essentially filled up. We still have the qualifier at the BYOC itself, and that will be a mosh pit of duels. It'll be crazy and done really fast, but we're going to have a pretty good idea of what the picture of QuakeCon is going to look like as of this Sunday. And a lot of that goes for Sacrifice as well, because we're going to be seeing the last few teams tomorrow who will be playing through, and then, you know, some of them will be moving on to the regional qualifiers. So it'll be good stuff all the way through. And then we get a couple of weeks where we could just scrim and get ready for QuakeCon. It'll be good stuff.
Looking forward to it, man. This is awesome. Getting down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see win some money, man. It's just like I said, it's time to get pumped up because everybody can play great, and then it's like all of a sudden there's tens of thousands of dollars on the line, and it's messing with your head a little bit, you know.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
I'm getting affected by it myself, but I think with that we will conclude tonight. Machiavelli, thank you for sticking it out with me. I wish I could tell you that you're free, but tomorrow we're right back into it, as well as Sunday.
We're back in it tomorrow.
Yep. He says.
Right.
Yeah.
No rest. Keep fragging, kids. Keep fragging.
All right, we're going to get a little bit of rest tonight, but we will see you all tomorrow for Sacrifice, and then, of course, on Sunday for the rest of Duel. Guys, I hope to see you there. Have a good night.